Flex 50 here. Today I'm going to be talking about how I ran my lines and everything and kind of total cost involved in painting the car. My last video was the video of me actually painting this thing for the first time ever painting a car. Basically, you want clean, dry air going to your paint gun is what I researched. So what I did was I got 50 feet of air line and I ran it kind of in a up and down pattern. I didn't use the piping or the tubing. I was trying to save a little money, and I ran it to a pressure regulator and then a desiccant system to another 50 foot of hose to get the right pressure and everything to my gun. I'll go through that here in a second, but I used the AccuSpray 3M AccuSpray gun. I think it was $150 when I bought it. The two lines I bought, one's Flexzilla, so it's $50. The other one I think was $30. So the desiccant system, the pressure regulator. No, I'm not including the air compressor because if you're doing this, you probably already have an air compressor. If you need to buy an air compressor, that's your biggest investment because they run $700 or $800 now for one of the big ones. But to get all those things, I'm trying to think what else. And the paint, sorry. So I had probably $600 total. The paint was $200 and some change. The gun and the desiccant system were another $200 and some change, so $400 plus all the piping and fittings and everything like that was another couple hundred, honestly, or the tubing. I'm sorry. So yeah, it was probably about $600 total into the paint job of this car, and that's everything. That's not, that's your base coat, your clear coat, all your reducers, all your hardener. My cleaners, I use my Scotch pads, my sandpaper, everything like that. Bondo, that's all included in that. So it was about $600 total to get it all, and that's to set up your equipment too. So in the long run, this stuff will benefit me. I'm going to be painting one more car. I think I did mention in the last video, I'm going to be painting my other Mustang. So I've learned a lot from this one. Hopefully I can develop that into a better paint job on the next one, but not to say this one's bad, it's just a first paint job. So I didn't have any runs with this. I didn't have any real issues, honestly. Some overspray, but other than that, it did really well. So anyway, stay tuned. Here's the setup. It's not perfect, but it's what I use and it worked for me. This is a larger 60-gallon tank. It flows 10.2 SCFM. I bought it about 10-15 years ago. It's been easy, pain-free. Never had to do anything to it. It's even changed the oil, even though you're supposed to. And then what you want to do is when you crank it up, run it for a while, then drain the water out of the bottom because you get a lot of water that condensates in there. I ran it out. Every connection I have is a 3/8 connection, so it's 3/8 internal diameter, not quarter. So all my tubing is 3/8 tubing. Everything I'm running is 3/8 internal diameter. So it gets confusing when you order this stuff because I ordered some stuff online that doesn't even work for me. So this tubing is actually 1/2 inch with an internal diameter of 3/8 because they'll sell you 3/8 stuff with the internal quarter, and that's not what you want for painting. You'll notice it works really well on 3/8 line. Works really well on your air hammers, any of your big kind of equipment. It's going to work a lot better because it's going to flow more air through it. So I got the air compressor set up, ran it. I ran 50 feet of line before I hit my air pressure regulator to my filter, particle filter to my desiccant. So it's running through and drying it out here. Any additional water or anything like that you trap, you can kind of dump it out here. And then it runs into I bought a Flexzilla line. So this is a cheap Tractor Supply company had this. I think it was $30. So that, and then pressure regulator was about $30. Desiccant system was $140, and then I ran it to a Flexzilla line, which is a little more expensive. They kind of have mixed reviews, but I like it. It doesn't kink up on you, and it's flexible. So, but I ran it through through this so that I could get all around the car and wouldn't have it worry about it kinking up or twisting up on me. And it worked great to paint the car. So I ran that at full power, so it puts out about 130, 135 psi. Then I turned this regulator down. For me, I had it at 70-ish, I believe. What you're going to want to do is read what it wants. Like the paint that I had recommended 30, but my gun said to run it at 25, so I ran the gun at 25, and it worked. But just you're going to adjust this because you're going to lose a lot, especially with a 3/8 inch line, because this is 100 feet, you know, from start to finish. Even, you know, no matter how far you're working, it's a consistent 100 feet. So what you do is you get a, I'll show you on my gun here. This is the gun that I use. It's the AccuSpray. It's plastic. It worked. But it's got a pressure regulator on it and a little adjustment dial. I had mine wide open and I was running right at 25 psi on there, and that was the equivalent of 70 there and the equivalent, well, it was 135 there, as well as trying to keep up as much pressure as possible. But all in all, the system worked really well. I don't have any complaints. I didn't get water through in my paint. I know you're supposed to use tubing, but this was a lot cheaper. This cost me 30 bucks as opposed to one of those, the tubing sets are, I think the cheapest one I saw was on Amazon. It was 99 bucks. And then it's going to take you a whole day. So it's another day of your time. So this worked out well for me. I set this up in, 2 hours. But yeah, it worked well. Got the car painted without any issues. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comments section. I'll do another video once I get the car all put back together and get it out in the daylight and kind of show you the finished product. But yeah, it's tough to find how to set up your gun and all that. And I researched it for about a month before I finally did it. And this is what I found to work best. So anyway, guys, have a great day, and we'll see you around.